Let me ask you another question. Given real interest rates are negative, why hasn't the price of gold and silver responded better? And this comes from Jim.
Yes, that is a question I also wonder, especially given the fact that it's unlikely that real interest rates will turn positive for quite some time unless there's a massive collapse in everything. Then we might have deflation in the system. But the way I see it, if there is a collapse in anything, the Fed then again prints money.
Right.
Now, the question, of course, is this. Let's assume the cryptocurrency market, which is now more than $1 trillion, collapses. Would the Fed do anything or not? They might do something if the crypto market collapse would endanger the financial market. But I suppose that if the stock market, say, dropped another 10% here, the Fed would probably not increase rates much. Or not at all.
Not. So will that eventually, with the massive negative interest rates, will that eventually get gold to wake up? I mean, normally gold
it will get inflation up, that for sure. It will accelerate. I've just written a report, and I said, I wrote that it's actually surprising that the Roman Empire lasted for so long, because if you take the start of the empire in, let's say, 200 BC after the Second Punic War, and the end when the Visigoth invaded Rome under Alderic in 410. So you have 600 years. But if you take the Byzantine Empire as a Roman Empire, then it extends to 1453. So you have a very long empire compared to other civilizations. And I said one of the reasons that it lasted so long is they didn't have a central bank that was able to accelerate the decline. I can tell you, when I look at the central bank in the US, they have actually caused considerable damage to the economy because they transformed value of Americans into kind of a country of consumption and speculators.
Yes.
The US doesn't produce much anymore. That's why it's interesting that the trade deficit has gone up so much.
Well, we sell worthless certificates to various countries, and that's how we balance the current account.
I just ask myself, for how long will these countries buy the stuff, these worthless certificates? But you understand, the US, and that may have to do with the elite that runs the world from behind the scenes. They may have told the ECB, yeah, you have to do the same. And the ECB, that is run by a corrupt princess called Lagarde, is even more dovish than the US Fed. Because at least in the Fed has some kind of a moral compass. They don't have much of a moral compass, especially over the last 40 years. But before they had some. The last moral central banker in America was Volcker. But the others are basically pawns that are told
they're just money printers.